Welcome back to Straight Facts. It's Wednesday. I'm joined by Judge Mo and the original Don on YouTube. Hussam is with us now. Oh, his camera's gone off, or is that me? I don't know, but he's gone. Welcome back, gentlemen. There is loads to talk about today as we build up to an epic night of Champions League football. I think Chelsea are going to smash and humble Antonio Conte and Napoli tonight. Where will Man City finish in the table? Could this be Slot's last game as well? A weird and amazing crushing of his own team in a press conference yesterday. We were reacting to that. Plus, we're looking at Arsenal that have a bit of a dead rubber tonight, but can they conquer Europe? And will they be Premier League champions? All that and more to come. Plus, I can't wait to receive my flowers from the boys today about how good Man United have been. Come on, praise me. Praise me. Validate me. Give me validation.
Never going to happen on this show. Never going to happen on this show. This is the wrong show for it.
Do you agree that the players are good enough now for Man United, or you don't?
No, I still think we're an average to good squad. I haven't changed my mind. But what I also said,
average to good squad. Okay, so can we discuss this? Are we allowed to discuss this on the show now?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Oh, why do you think are we allowed? Like Terry is like Kim Jong-un.
Didn't he have like?
Are we allowed to discuss this? That's what you're here to do, man.
Didn't he have like an action? Sometimes Terry like refrain from talking about Manchester United squad.
Kind of like Terry knows ball about everything except Man United. Like this is the one topic where he's emotionally invested and his emotions get the better of. That's the only topic where
I'm right about Man United, and it's actually what annoys people more than anything is that I'm so correct about Manchester United's issues and problems, and I'm balanced with it. For instance, I still think our squad's between the average and good mark with some really good players in it. Equally, though, I still felt a competent manager, and I said this for 18 months, should be winning between 55 and 60% of their games. So there's a balance in there. You know, I've criticized Ineos for doing some really stupid things, but now Man United fans are doing the opposite. I heard a United fan yesterday say, even if United finish second now this season and won all their 17 games, it's in spite of Ineos and nothing they've done has made us better. That's just ridiculous because they've headed up the recruitment. You know, they might have. They're the ones who have decided on Michael Carrick.
I think we all agreed this summer. By the way, me and Mo. You see, this is the thing. Me and Mo never changed the narrative. This summer was a very good summer for Man United. Mbuemo, Cunha, Sesko. No one said like it was the best summer.
Brings me to 2 points. Man United without injuries. De Ligt, Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Mazraoui. I always liked Luke Shaw as a football player. As a left back, I always liked him. The problem with Luke Shaw is that he played 20 games in the last 4 years. That's one of the main problems.
That's a big problem, though, Mo.
One of the reasons, there is a reason why Luke Shaw always goes to the English team, to the England national team, because he's a good player. It's like no one denying that Luke Shaw is an intelligent football player. Casemiro is a problem if he plays in the two in the middle, right? Now we see him with Kobe Mainoo. I think Kobe Mainoo is a generational talent. I'm dissecting the Man United team. I think probably me and Staffy are the only people that think that Kobe Mainoo is a generational talent. We can discuss that. Just to put it out there, I don't think there is an English midfielder in the modern era, which I mean like the last 5, 6, 7 years, English, that actually was able to dominate a midfield like what Kobe Mainoo did under Ten Hag in his first season at 18 years old, getting the call to England, starting for England in the Euros. Bruno Fernandes currently is the best 10 in the league, numbers-wise and performances-wise. In terms of the attack, there is nobody better than him. The problem is Cole Palmer. Do you see Shirky has had
Unless
his 9
a winger?
No. Shirky has had his 9 great games when he jumped off.
I look at it like from August until today. That's all I'm saying. Totality, you know.
Yes, but Bruno Fernandes only played the last 2 games in the 10. The rest of them, put Shirky in a DM role or a 6 role for 8. See what he does.
Yes.
Yeah, but in reverse, put Bruno on the wing and see what he does.
But you get my point. Overall, okay, we can debate Bruno, Shirky, but Bruno's more consistent than Shirky because he has been here for longer, right? Yeah. If you talk about Mbuemo, now we come to the attack. Is Man United that
now you're saying all what? No. You're doing what Don does. You're doing the Chelsea Don thing. You're making open-ended statements.
You're saying all this to say what?
Let Mo finish his point, and then we'll challenge him. Otherwise, the viewers don't hear it properly.
I still think that Man United are posed to actually make top 5 ahead of the likes of Newcastle, maybe ahead of Chelsea, maybe like ahead of others. Maybe they'll finish ahead of Liverpool. There is one thing I want to push on. I want to push against, which is Liban yesterday on Twitter saying that Mbeumo is better than Saka. And this is where people analyzing football differently. Mbeumo has 5 goals, right? 8 goals. But I went and checked 5 of his goals. 8 in the league.
Oh, yeah, 9 in all comps, yeah.
8 in the league. 5 of them came when Man United played games would have less possession. That means in Mbeumo we're playing in transition-based football with spaces to run. I'm not saying that Mbeumo... Yes, I'm not saying that Mbeumo is a bad player. I love Mbeumo. He's technically he's very gifted, strong. But I can't judge Mbeumo until he plays in a stable Man United team that have 60% of the ball. There is no spaces to run. He's marked by honor to similar to what Hussam said about Cole Palmer 3 seasons ago when he said,
get my water.
I will judge you when you play on the front foot like an Arsenal, like a Man City, like this. But the Man United attack, actually, from last season to this season, has had the most GA in the league from an attacking point of view, which is where I'm going to praise the recruitment for Man United. Right?
And by the way, I am going to do it today. It's exactly what I told you would happen with the players that we bought. Is I expected the output of our attack to go up because, and I was looking at these numbers. Šeško's the only one who's had a real rough time. But a lot of what our issues in our attack were to do with our system. I'm intrigued to see what he's going to do now because I think he'll return for some of the next few games. But Mbeumo has already cleared the goals that I think Mbeumo is only like 2 or 3 goals away from surpassing
Xerxes.
Garnacho's total league goals for us in 3 seasons. I think Cunha's already, because Cunha had a slow start, but in the last 5-6 games, he started to score an assist. Funnily enough, as soon as Man United started changing their shape and opening up, even the back end of Amorim, Cunha started to deliver a little bit more. These guys were always going, this was a strategy that Ineos had, and it was being held back by one of their other mistakes, which was keeping Ruben Amorim. Their idea was, we can't fix every area of the pitch in this squad in one summer. Let's buy goals and let's buy assists so that we can maybe not dominate every game, but at least be capable of winning every match. Where if we'd have bought the midfield, I think we'd have dominated more games. But with the Garnachos, a Rashford that didn't want to be here, and a Rasmus Højlund that isn't good enough for the Premier League, you were never going to score, no matter how much your control was. And I think that, like we all get, on a real one, we all get things right, we all get things wrong. Overall, my stance on Man United remains exactly the same, and I haven't changed my approach and my view. And that is that the squad is between average and good. Some say maybe it's nearer the good section rather than the average section. That's really fair. Loads more recruitment is needed in defence, in the wing-back roles, the centre-back roles, and midfield roles, even the striker roles and winger roles over the next 2 seasons. Nothing changes in that regard. But we have also been presented with an opportunity, which is Newcastle, Chelsea, and Liverpool have been nowhere near as good as anybody predicted them to be this year. So you've got a chance to maybe finish in a position that we weren't expecting United to. And I think we've got a really good chance of doing that. But where you're spot on, Mo, is the next 3 games, Fulham at home, Spurs at home, West Ham away. I think by the end of those 5 matches, that is when we get a much clearer picture of how much better we might be between now and the end of the season with Carrick compared to Amorim, because Fulham and Spurs, definitely Spurs, are not going to attack in the same way that Arsenal and City did. So I'm over the moon with the opening 2 games. Absolutely over the moon. Yeah,
but can you put Cam big up Cam, Habibi. I hope that you and your family are okay. I know there's a lot of snowstorm out there in Canada, so big up, my friend. Mo, we may never need to be that team, though. I'm a bit tired of this. To be considered a good team, you always need to own a position. Villa are doing fine. Here is what I think, it has been proven that over the last year, especially when Pep Guardiola came to the Premier League, that to win the Premier League, you have to be dominant somehow. You cannot be the team that have 50% position attack. You can win a cup. You can win the Champions League by doing this. Thomas Tuchel did it when he dominated some games and defended other games. But in the league, you need to stamp your authority. There is no team that won the league. And I'm sure, Cam, that your standards are not Aston Villa, right? Your standards are win the league, not finish in the top 4. I don't think Aston Villa are going to win.
Also, there's something
Underlying-
else, Mo, that I don't think you're looking at as well. There's another perspective. Cam is saying this now because he feels a high of beating City and beating Arsenal, fair enough. But this is where I'm going to be honest with you, Cam. When Oli did this and finished second, people were pissed off with the style of play. So will Man United fans accept having 38% possession at home to Burnley and winning 3-0? You might say this now, oh my God, yes, after finishing 15th with Amram, we're going to be so happy with that. But at
which
the end
is
of the
fine.
day,
Yes.
people will complain about it.
Because the target is what?
And this comes back to the conversation we had with LB 2 weeks ago. There is a club ethos with Man United, like dominating, at least at Old Trafford.
No. And let me just explain. There isn't. Man United fans are absolutely, it's a combination. We are absolutely happy. Real Man United fans, forget the ones who want to play like Barcelona. My message to them is, how did you ever pick us in the first place if Barcelona or Ajax's way of playing is what you love? That should have been the club you supported, but you chose not to. It's weird. United under Busby, United under Fergie, United for even in our barren period, against a lot of the bigger teams, we were a side that would absorb and counter. It's why I don't mind that the league has become very transitional
against the bigger teams.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Against certain other sides, I'm very, very happy for. We have more of the ball. We've got to be able to break teams down. So I think it's a combination. I'm not obsessed with us having a possession-based team that has 65-70% of the ball in all of our games. I'm quite happy if we're struggling to break down Fulham at the weekend to give them the ball and to absorb, as long as when we're counter-attacking, there's 4, 5, 6 players in that counter-attack. I don't care about the possession, because for me, that's still exciting football. So United fans, by and large, don't care. What you don't want is what Jose was doing. 11 men behind the ball, 2 players in a counter-attack. You can barely retain the ball when you get it. When we played Arsenal, when we played City, the way we attacked, we looked dangerous because there was numbers going forward. So it's about getting the balance right. This here says, big up Uncle Mo and Hassam. Love you both. Big up, Tel.
This is not the same right one.
Oh, sorry. I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry, my bad. Appreciate that. This is Terry. You are being disingenuous. A 60% win rate will get us mid 70 points. That's just below title contention. Our squad is not good enough yet. This is it's not disingenuous, but it's a great challenge, because I think the squad is between the average and the good marker. The one thing I said that I think maybe you missed, or you didn't, maybe I haven't explained right, is we have a sprinkling of elite players. So the one thing we have that a Bournemouth doesn't, right, some people might consider them to have an average squad, that an Everton or a Fulham who've got an average to good squad don't have. They don't have Bruno Fernandes, they don't have Mbumo. As examples, I don't think any of them have a Kobe Mainu, who wrongfully was kicked out of our team for the better part of 12 months. The difference is those guys, when you look at the overarching squad, I still put it between good and average. Those players with their individual moments of brilliance can be the difference. What we need to do more of is make the overarching level of the squad go between the high good marker, very good, to elite, where you've got even more players with their moments of brilliance that can win you games. I've been saying this for 7 years now. You need more players that can do that, not less. You need to raise the floor all the time, which is why I agree with Ineos that we shouldn't be signing, for too much money. Look beyond the Neveses, look beyond the Ndidis. Don't spend £80 million in totality on a Conor Gallagher, because it is not much better than what we currently have.
Indeed.
And it's true. Man United fans got to learn that. We know that there is talent in the United squad. The issue has always been inconsistency in performances, mentality, etc. We need to coach that can instill the consistency needed to be a top team. I agree, Patrick, and a lot of that is work rate.
Can I tell you something, Patrick, before Terry comes in? You remember I've been talking about this many times. Man United have the talent. The problem is, which is the people that played sports, there is about 20 to 30% of your performances is called belief. Mental preparation for the games in any sport, by the way. If you play boxing, if you play football, if you play tennis, it's your belief in what you are doing. I believe what Carrick did, and a lot of the people that actually analyzed the game said that Carrick installed again, just for these 2 games, the winning mentality. We are Manchester United. We're not a defeated team. You have the talent, you go out and perform, and you will get the wins. And I think this is why I was screaming for a manager. Might not be the best tactical out there, but will be able to install mentality. You're not going to tell me that Kobe Mainoo is a bad player, Bruno is a bad player. That's what Carrick did.
Yeah.
Install again that we can win. We are the big team. We are Manchester United. That's the difference.
And all of that's come to life because of hard work. We have covered more ground as a team. We have run more meters in the last 2 games than every other game so far this season. And that, though, is also where I do look at the players and go, well, you should have been working that hard. I don't personally care whether you like a manager's system or not. There's no reason to not work as hard. But I also understand the human psychology, which is, I don't like this, I don't enjoy this, or this doesn't make sense.
And if you don't believe in the manager's tactics,
if you don't believe,
if you don't believe in it, you will not work hard.
Yeah,
Look at Arne Slot and Liverpool. I believe that some of the players at Liverpool don't believe that what Arne Slot is telling them will work.
They're downing tools at some level, even if it's subconsciously, because you're not. I always wondered what the Man United players felt when they heard their manager consistently say, Kobe Mainoo can't play with these players, can't play in this team, can't deliver in this league, can't do this, can't do that. And then 2 games running, I think he's been excellent against the 2 best teams in England. What must go through their heads is absolutely crazy. Patrick also here says, big up for Sam, Mo and Terry. Favorite show of the week. Hoping you are well and looking forward to the discussion. Big up, my friend. I did want to ask you guys a quick question about United before we move on, because we've got a lot to get through today. I've seen about 7 or 8 fans, a couple of Liverpool fans, funnily enough, 1 City, 2 Arsenal, and I think the other guy supported, like, I don't know, Wickham Wanderers. And they just said, the Premier League is better when Man United are good. Would you guys agree with that as a general sentiment? When Man United are a good team, the Premier League as a overall league is better?
Yes, of course. Why do I want Aston Villa to challenge for the title? I want Liverpool, I want Chelsea, I want Man United to be up there. 100%. It's much better. Bigger fan base, bigger pushback, bigger argument, better argument as well. More pundits that support the team that win the title. I want you to imagine if Man United are going for a title race with Arsenal. How is Patrick Vieira talking to Gary Neville, Emmanuel Petit talking to Paul Scholes? I think that would be better. If Man United going against Liverpool, Gary Neville versus, it's all about entertainment, right? I want Man United to do good. I said, I don't want Man United to ever win the title again because I don't like Manchester United. I said that many times, but I'm not going to hide it. I want Man United to do well. It's better content, it's better discussions, it's better, it's more entertaining, Manchester United, to be up there. Man United being 15 didn't help any of us, actually. It didn't help. I don't want you to win the title, Sam, because it got boring. Sam, you said it yesterday. It's like the first loss, we mocked Man United. By the 5th loss, we stopped talking about Man United because there's nothing new to talk about.
Yeah, that's that. We don't need a good Man United to have a good league. I mean, last year the league was amazing without Man United being good. You know, you just need 2 or 3 teams that are really good, and you're gonna have incredible conversations. I think United fans believe their own hype now after 2 wins, and they believe this shit like, oh, we need a good Man United to have a good Premier League. That's not true. We've had multiple good Premier Leagues without a good Man United.
I think we can. I think you're right. I think we can have a good league without a Man United. I think you have a phenomenal league, though, and I don't think it's exclusive to us. I think if you've got a very good Man United, a very good Liverpool, a very good Arsenal, a very good Chelsea, all 4 of those teams are very good, it peaks. From a fan perspective, in terms of conversations, even like the weekend, United won. There was a lot of praise for us on the day, a lot of stick for Arsenal. But because the majority of us actually feel quite low in terms of we haven't got a very big chest because our teams are not consistent or not good, it all just kind of goes meh, meh, meh. On the Monday, it all goes meh. Unless you're sort of, you know, the Arteta out crew, they'll have a massive 2 or 3 days where because all the rocks get unearthed and everyone comes out and goes, oh, I was right, until Arsenal win the next 3 games and they go back to hiding again. But I want a league, not just where Man United are very good.
No, I agree with that because I'm not saying Man United are Spurs level. Like, with all due respect, for me as a content creator and as someone who enjoys football, if Spurs got liquidated, it would make no effect to my life. Spurs are just as relevant to my life as Brighton. No exaggeration. But with Man United, of course, this is true though. But with Man United, they do hold a level of relevance, 100%. And I agree, like, if it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea, the league will be a much better. Because City, once again, like, the only reason why they're relevant is Pep.
It's true. So, I mean, if City actually do get found guilty of the 115 and get kicked out the league, it will make no difference to the conversations, really and truly. Because, but even then, a big part of that reason is because of the 115. As much as I'm not saying they're guilty. We don't know yet. Let's wait and see. It's other than the media, and it was funny actually because a friend of mine was doing fan analysis and got massively reprimanded for referring to them as potentially being cheats. Got an absolute bollocking saying you cannot say that on air. And the challenge I put in, I said, you've got to go back to them, mate, and say, hang on, how comes people can sit on your shows and say that Fergie paid refs and you don't shut them down, but yet somebody mentions that City might genuinely be cheats and you say they can't say that again on camera? It's mad to me. It's mad to me. But moving on from Man United in this conversation, please like if you haven't done so already, people, and share. I'm making a statement here. That's why there's no question in the title. But I want to throw it out to you boys first. I think Chelsea smash Napoli tonight by at least 2 clear goals in Italy, because I think Antonio Conte is a bum in Europe.
Let's start with
he wants to get knocked out, actually. But the problem is the club is pushing against that. His club, Napoli, are pushing against this because the money is in the Champions League. Here is the thing about Antonio Conte tonight. Now, because he's out of the title race with being 9 points behind Inter, I think actually he might have a good game against Napoli, because that is where the money is going to come in for him to prove his point. Because there's a lot of coaches that are speaking against him now in Italy, saying that you're an elite manager in the league, but you're a bum in Europe. Spalletti told him, you're a bum in Europe. Talk about Europe. Why do you always talk about the league? I'm not sure if Chelsea are going to be able to beat Napoli tonight. Because I don't know what Rosenior is about as of now. Chelsea, if you watch Chelsea, they aren't convincing.
I heard what David said on the top 6. He ain't even convinced himself, really.
Yeah. He ain't. Like, they're not convinced. They're not convinced about him. They're not. Like, he did win the games, which is the results matter. But come on, the performances have not been great. They play like on the counter attack. They concede a lot of chances as well. And
actually thought that against Brentford that they should have lost or drawn that game.
Not a shadow of a doubt. Come on now. Against Brentford were the better team on the pitch for the 90 minutes, and Chelsea won. Against Crystal Palace, they were good. But they again, if it wasn't for the mistake, Chelsea might not have scored actually, and the game might not have opened up. I don't think so. I'm not sure if Chelsea will win against Napoli. I can't make that statement that you're saying, Terry, that they're going to smash Chelsea, that they're going to smash Napoli.
Are you basing it based off like Conte's thingy?
If Conte was challenging for the league, Hussam would have lost the game. Because that's what he did with Inter, that's what he did with Juventus, that's what he did with everyone. Right? He likes to get knocked out of Europe because he.
No, I hear you. That's very fair. I'm not disputing that. I do agree that Conte's record in Europe is actually dreadful. I mean, the guy lost away in Netherlands like 4-1 or something, 5-2 or something. So it's I agree with that. And at the end of the day, Chelsea. The thing is, like, you look at it from the perspective of like, where are Chelsea in this whole conversation? Because it's not just about Napoli being shit in Europe. Also, Chelsea have to go out there and execute. And can Chelsea go away in the Champions League to a team like Napoli, like love him or hate him, whether we like Conte or not, whether we respect Conte or not? At the end of the day, if they win this game, they end up in the playoff spots at least with Antonio Conte. So they need a win desperately. So if Napoli do beat Chelsea, there is a massive possibility that they end up in the playoff positions, and Chelsea probably come out of the top 8 and they end up in the playoff positions themselves. So we're in a position where like Napoli still have something to fight for, you know. It's not like it's all over. And that's the thing for me, because Chelsea's team, are they experienced enough and are they strong enough to go away to a team like Napoli and get something? That's the $1 million question. Because a lot of these players don't even have Champions League experience to begin with. Who in the Chelsea team actually played Champions League football? Reece James. Who else? End of list. Garnacho. Maybe with Man United, right? Chalobah played with who?
No, Garnacho never played. No, he did. Garnacho played Champions League.
Played with Ten Hag.
When Ten Hag like got the
Cucurella must have played that. Is Cucurella played there? Champions League?
No, that was at Brighton.
No, Cucurella was at Brighton.
Well,
he was there under Potter. Yeah, he was there under Potter, wasn't he? Cucurella? I think he was there under Potter.
Yeah, anyway. I think he was.
Player. So, yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. But I do expect probably Chelsea will end up winning just because of Conte's record in Europe. Like I do agree with overall in the end with it, but you know, it'll be impressive if they go away to Napoli and win. But it wouldn't shock me if Napoli win. Is basically what I'm saying. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, this is.
And by the way, it doesn't change anything about my view of Chelsea win or lose. By the way, it doesn't.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like Chelsea win or lose, nobody like people shouldn't lose their heads if Chelsea lose to Napoli, and you shouldn't get ahead of yourself if you win against Napoli.
My
Because
take is I actually think Chelsea will fall out the top 5 places.
Because
What,
you
in the league?
remember,
Yeah,
a lot of people
It's gonna be
think
Liverpool,
that.
United.
You think Chelsea?
Yeah, it's gonna be Liverpool, United.
So you think you'll finish ahead of them? Why do you think Chelsea are going to fall out the top 5?
I just don't think they have the consistency enough. Cole Palmer needs surgery as well. And, you know, their performances haven't really stepped up. And I don't think they can consistently win games of football. At the end of the day, Liverpool individual brilliance will help them, like, we can win 50% of the games with individual brilliance. And that's really all you need to just get Champions League football. I just don't think Chelsea have the consistency and the capability to get it. I think Chelsea will fall off. I think Liverpool, Man United get it. The only way I see Chelsea getting it is if Villa have a crazy fall off.
So I think I'm not saying that Chelsea won't make it, but if you're asking me, I think Man United and Liverpool are ahead of Chelsea in terms of like making top 5, especially because Cole Palmer is not playing and he's the best player.
Another thing,
right? To be honest with you, so for
Cole
me,
Palmer is not there, Terry. You have to keep that in mind.
I don't know why you think that is crazy. Or Chelsea fans even not confident about making top 5. I know that the majority of Chelsea fans don't actually make statements. They sit on the fence. Most of them, they sit on the fence. They don't make statements. But if you press them enough, I think they will tell you we're not that confident of making top 5. They don't trust Liam Rosenior, right? They don't. Yeah. So I agree with you. Like, I agree with Hussam. It's not a full-on conclusion like in the beginning of the season that Chelsea will make top 5. And this is by their own doing. You hired Liam Rosenior. You sacked Maresca. You did this, not us. You're not gonna sign anyone in January. It's you, not us. He doesn't even trust Garnacho and Gittins. So to me, I'm not 100% sure that Chelsea will make top 5. And it will be a disaster for the football club. It will be a disaster for the football club. Unless they go in January. How many days left? 3 days left in January? They're not gonna sign anyone. No. They're going to stick with the same team. And Liam Rosenior.
Yeah, they ain't going to sign anyone. Even that Jacare kid that they were supposed to sign, they ain't even signing him anymore. So, yeah, this is the team. Same with us. This is our team now to the end of the season. I just don't see Chelsea making it.
Imagine if Chelsea play Conference League again next season. I think that would be the funniest shit on earth.
I actually think Villa will fall off too, by the way. As soon as the Europa League comes around and Unai Emery puts his eggs in that basket, I think they're going to drop a lot of points. I'll be honest. Like,
I mean, if Chelsea don't make the Champions League, it is unless they win the Champions League, it's an absolute disaster of a season.
Win the Champions League, my ass. Stop it.
I'm not saying they will. I'm suggesting if they finish 6th,
if they win the Champions League, I'll chop my balls off.
Yes, yeah, but that's not the point. If they come 6th and win the Champions League, it's not a disastrous season. They've re-qualified and they're champions of Europe. If they come 6th and don't win the Champions League, it looks like they're going to go out of the League Cup. They might win the FA Cup. It's a disastrous season to be world champions, Conference League winners, have got back in the top 4 just for a year later. Liverpool, who are the worst defending champions of all time, and 15th place Man United, and Villa that didn't spend a penny, all finish above you. That would be. I don't see it happening. I don't think Chelsea could have that disastrous a season. I think it's almost impossible.
They have an easy march.
That happens. I think
they
it's
have
almost
an easy
impossible.
march. They have an easy march, and then they have a very tough April. They play West Ham, Wolves.
Look at April.
Okay, they play West Ham. Sorry, they have an easy February. They play West Ham, Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley. But then you go to March 1st. They play Arsenal away, Villa away, Newcastle, Everton, Man United, Man City, Brighton away, Liverpool away. It's their March until May.
There you go. Okay, and I'm supposed to trust Matisse. Okay, brother.
So Liam Rosenior, you got a big job in your hand.
Matisse, but I just don't trust him to manage Chelsea.
Sam literally has a video of Chelsea winning the Champions League.
have a video of Chelsea winning the Champions League. What do you mean?
I don't know what that means.
If Osam release
I
a video
have
saying that
video
Chelsea
of
will
Chelsea
win,
winning the Champions League. I don't know what
did
you mean. I'm gonna need you to clarify.
Did Osam say that Chelsea will win the Champions League?
No, I never said that.
Maybe Osam said that Chelsea have a bigger chance than Arsenal of winning the Champions League.
I don't recall saying that either.
But even if we said that, that was with Maresca, the cup manager. Who is Liam Rosenia?
Yeah, that was with Maresca as well. That's another thing I have to keep in mind. I didn't think that.
Liam
Maresca should be
Rosenia.
sacked, by the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that
After
are
the Barcelona win. Okay, so what did I say after the Barcelona win? Let me check right now. I'll actually go check. I'm literally on my channel. Let me check right now for you. 1 second.
Crazy. Crazy. Don Hussam exposed live on the air.
No, there's nothing exposed about it.
So
Okay,
if
this is
someone
what I
has it,
said.
they can send that. They can put the link to the video in the chat.
This is what I said. Chelsea are a problem in the Champions League. Estevao, oh my God. Enzo Fernandez, unreal. Cucurella, pockets, Yamal. 3 of them are statements that happened on the night. And Chelsea being a problem in the Champions League was before you got Matisse as manager. Had you had Maresca, I would have kept that opinion. I rate Maresca highly. I'd take Maresca at Liverpool tomorrow.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
I've been speaking about Rosanier for the last 10 minutes. I just don't think he's that guy.
4 wins from 5.
Great. Who did he beat? Tell us, please.
Charlton. He beat Charlton. He beat Brentford. He beat Palace. And who they beat in the Champions League? Somebody.
Paphos. They beat Paphos 1-0.
Paphos.
How dare you? Which country are Paphos from?
Greece.
I actually didn't know.
But I assume I'm assuming now because Paphos sounds very Greek, right?
Paphos are the 3rd in the Cypriot first division.
Oh, so they were Cyprus. Sorry, my apologies to the Cypriots.
They're 3rd in Cyprus.
Right? What does that mean? 4 wins from 5. Are you saying that's a Fugazi? Are you saying that Liam Rosenior's win rate's Fugazi?
Terry Flowers, if you were the manager of Chelsea against Paphos, you would want to stop it. They're 3rd in the Cypriot.
Yeah, but I'm asking you a question for a direct answer. Don't do a Donald. Are you saying that it's Fugazi?
Am I doing a Donald Don when I said if Chelsea win the Champions League, I'll chop my balls off? That's the furthest thing away.
Are you doing a Don where you won't answer a question straight? Are you saying Liam Rosenior's win rate is Fugazi?
Yeah, 100%. I'm saying it's Fugazi. What the fuck? I rated Maresca very highly. Me and Mo both. We thought he was a very good coach.
Hold on. Are you making a conclusion, Terry, that Liam Rosenior is a good coach? He's going to keep the same winning?
That's what you're saying.
Hold on. So I'm going to ask you straight question, Terry. I'm going to ask you straight question. I'm going to ask you
straight question. No monologue answer. Straight
question. You disagree with whatever Fugazi was saying. Do you think Liam Rosenior is going to keep the same win rate?
Do I think he's going to maintain an 80% win rate? No, because Pep's isn't that high. Do I feel that we're maybe judging him a little too early? Do I think are we overanalyzing everything at Chelsea at the moment? Yes. I feel that there is a balance here. Do I think he's going to win 80% of his matches? No, because that would make him, if he wins 80% of his games in the next 2 years, it would make him the greatest manager of all time. He's not going to do that. Do I think that top 5 can't happen? No, I'm
not saying none of us said that. None of us
said that. Now you
see, none of us said that.
Won't happen.
None of us said that. None of us said that. See, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. You are an experienced.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Don't do this. You are an experienced YouTuber. Don't do this.
I'm just trying to ascertain the truth.
It's the same as when we say that Arsenal might win the Champions League and they are favorites for me. It doesn't mean that I'm saying that PSG won't win it or Bayern Munich won't win it. It means that Arsenal have a bigger chance.
Okay, so how good a chance?
Hold on.
Percentage. What's the percentage chance?
I'm going to give you percentages.
Come on. Chelsea making top 4.
Let's get to the facts here. Stop being vague.
Facts, right? 100%. So for me, I'm going to give the chances of Liverpool, Villa, Man United, and Chelsea. I'm going to put Liverpool at 30%. Man United 30%, Villa 20, Chelsea 20. So logically, what we're saying is Liverpool and Man United have a bigger chance of making top 5 than Chelsea. Is that fair?
So again, so this is why it's great that we've got to this point. The way you guys were talking, and I'll hold my hands up and say, I said that you guys had no chance because you made it sound. Let me finish. It sounded like you were completely writing them off. Now what we're hearing is that there's only a 10 to 12%.
When did we say that? When did we say that? Can you check? No, when did we say that? No, but don't change out. When did we say that?
What I asked for you to do is to let me finish.
The Italian press.
So
when did you say this? But you're making an argument for making an argument for something that we haven't said.
Let me finish talking and you'll hear me. I said it, but you're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond. I said the way you, Sam especially, not you, Mo, I'm talking about Sam, said, I don't think they're making top 5. It was very blunt, very direct, okay? And I then asked him, does he think the win rate of Liam Rosenior is for Fugazi? So where I'll hold my hands up and say is I've maybe mistakenly not understood or interpreted that right. That came across to me like you're giving them almost no chance of doing it. Now, though,
okay, I'll tell you what, I give you no chance.
Can I finish?
Right,
now, though,
Sam is doubling down on it. Hold on.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Now, though, we've had a conversation, right? And you put your hands up and explain deeper. I've said I shouldn't have thought that's what you meant. We've now ascertained that you only think there's a 12% difference in probability between United and Liverpool making it and Chelsea, which is marginal. So you only think they're going to marginally miss out, which I think is fair.
Sam is doubling down on what he said.
I think Chelsea.
I distance myself from Osam.
Conversations we had. First of all, them winning the Champions League. I think Chelsea have 0% chance of winning the Champions League. They're not going to win the Champions League. Yes, with Rosenior in charge, it's just not going to happen. Now, in terms of it's just not going to happen. Now, in terms of them making the top 4, you know who has a 0% chance of making the top 4? Sunderland, Brentford, teams like that. We don't put Chelsea in that caliber. So for me, I'm going to make straight up prediction. Champions Arsenal, 2nd City, 3rd Liverpool, 4th Aston Villa, 5th Man United. That's my prediction for the top 5. I think Liverpool. I think the reason why I have Villa falling off a little bit is Emery is Mr. Europa League. I have them winning the Europa League. I think they strengthened to win the Europa League. I think they will keep their position in 4th place, but I think they will fall off a little bit. Man United will end up finishing 5th because now they're on a high, and they will, that momentum will drive them a little bit, but it cannot drive you all the way until May. There will be moments where you're bad. And with Chelsea, I just don't trust their manager. I don't trust a lot of their players. And I don't think that they end up getting top 5. So
great conversation. Now let's have the conversation with Terry Flowers, the Man United fan on the Football Terrace. Terry, we're going to forget Liverpool. We're going to talk about Man United and Chelsea. Do you rate your team better than the Chelsea team? Starting, especially you have you're going to put context. You have 1 game a week. Chelsea will make the playoffs.
Oh, good question.
Chelsea will make the playoffs.
But I can answer this. No, I don't. I think we've got a good. I think we've got a chance of making top 5 right now. So this could change. Let me give you the context at the beginning.
I didn't talk about top 5. I'm talking about your team versus Chelsea's team.
Yeah, I'm going to give you an answer. Just slow down. So if Arne Slot stays to the end of the season, Man United and Chelsea both make the top 5. Liverpool don't, because I think Liverpool are more inconsistent at the moment than both of us because Slot is damaging you. If you sack him tonight and Alonso comes in, my mind is going to change. So I want to give you that ahead of time. Right now, I think United get 5th and I think Chelsea get 4th, is my opinion.
And Liverpool missed out.
Yes, if Arne Slot stays, Liverpool miss out, yes.
All right.
I think as bad as Arne Slot is, at least with Arne Slot, he's got the experience a lot more than Rosenior, and he's managing Liverpool Football Club right now. And even if, I back Hughes and Edwards based on track record, that if top 4 is in legitimate danger, that they will pull the plug and sack Arne Slot. Yeah,
so again, if that happens and he's sacked, I'll readdress it.
Why did you dodge that question?
I didn't dodge anything. I said that Chelsea finished above us.
I compared Man United. Okay, so Chelsea better team than you?
Yes, they are right now, yeah. Overall.
Wait, without Cole Palmer.
Without Cole Palmer was 2 games a week.
So is he been ruled out for the rest of the season? I haven't seen this.
I'm reading a lot of reports that he might need surgery.
Okay,
but a lot of reports that he might need surgery.
Until I see Chelsea confirm he's out for the rest of the season, my mind might change. But until then, the last report I read is that he might be back today, is what I read. So I haven't had an update on that. I want to go to a couple of comments here from the viewers. This is what I love, right? Is you've got Terrence here says, you lot must know by now, Terry can only win an argument by putting words in your mouth. Well, I didn't put any words in anybody's mouths. I told them that that's how I felt it implied. But equally, Ronin here says, bullshit, you said they won't make the Champions League. And to be honest with you, when somebody
said that.
Hang on. Yes, Sam, and I didn't say you. When someone makes a statement, you won't do something, I find that to be quite definitive. I find that to be quite a statement of that. So if I say, I won't eat roast beef tonight, I'm saying I'm not going to eat it, and I'm 100% sure I'm not going to eat it. If I say I'm not doing something or it won't happen, that for me is a statement where you are all but certain something is going to happen. So then for people to say, Terry, you can't suggest that they said there's no chance, I think it's not me putting words in somebody's mouth. I might have slightly misinterpreted it, but that's why podcasts exist. So we have conversations and dialogues on that. Great 2 super chats, one after the other. I find them very, very good. Both talking crap. What does CHH mean?
Chelsea something.
Okay. You did say it, is what Nicholas says here. I thought I heard it. Focus on your dead club, Hussam. Chelsea United top 5. Big up.
By the way, I promise you, if I never said what I said and I said United will miss out, the same guy would have sent a super chat going like, Chelsea and Liverpool in the top 5. It's just because I triggered him so much. He wants to like, oh, Terry, team up with me.
Same Hussam who said we won't make the top 4 last season as well. Oh,
yeah, and guess what? I said I was wrong on Maresca, but that doesn't change the fact that you sacked Maresca wrongly.
This year, you both ate your words. Chelsea are world champs. I think you mean world team champions.
Congratulations on winning the Konami Cup. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. This is day 199 of 1,461 of your world champs, Chelsea.
On this year, says thank you, Terry. Same as Mark. Opinions about Chelsea. I don't know what all Mark's opinions on Chelsea are. I just, I'm critical of some things Chelsea do.
Wallahi, all are bums.
Huh?
Allah, most of the Chelsea fan base are bums. I swear to God, they're bums, and they back their club blindly. Wallah, I think they're bums. Most of them are bums, and they back the club blindly.
Do you think Don's a bum? Do you think Don's a bum? Do you think Don's a bum? And a clear
I haven't watched lately, but I'm literally think that the people that Don now is bashing Maresca, and they back the club. Why can people be honest sometimes about Liam Rosenior is an unknown? He doesn't have the experience to lead the club. You have Cole Palmer is injured. Cole Palmer is in and out of the team. The team is underperforming in terms of performances. Yes, Liam Rosenior is getting results. Why can't Chelsea fans be like Man United fans? Most of the Man United fans are saying, yeah, Carrick won 2 games, but we don't know when he plays now against the lower oppositions, what he's going to do, how he's going to put the tactics. Why the Chelsea fans, most of them, they sit on the fence or they back the club blindly? Am I wrong to say that Liam Rosenior is unknown?
I know what Mo's talking about. He's talking about as soon as Maresca got sacked, all the Chelsea fans suddenly acted like they all wanted.
Not all of them.
Why are you lying?
Not all of them. Not all of them. Here is the reality. I'm going to give you an example of my clubs for people to say I don't have the same energy. When Kirsten Kivu got hired at Inter, he managed only 13 games as a senior coach. Genuinely, and we said that's not good enough for Inter. Him proving us wrong, it doesn't mean that the people that said that Keith was right at the time, I bet that no Chelsea fan said that Liam Rosenior is up to the Chelsea level. You needed a better coach, and your board got you. That's why you protested. But now, because we are not Chelsea fans, I know Sam and Terry are rivals. I'm not a rival of Chelsea. When I say that Liam Rosenior has to prove me wrong, not the other way around. I am an objective person that I say Liam Rosenior is the one that has to convince me that he's a good coach for Chelsea because he doesn't have the resume.
We don't have to convince you of Liam Rosenior. That's not how this works.
It's not the other way around.
He has to convince us.
I don't need to sit on shows and say that Liam Rosenior is good enough for Chelsea because factually he isn't. If Terry Flowers is hired tomorrow to manage Man United, I am not going to sit here and say Terry Flowers is good enough to manage Chelsea. What is Terry Flowers' resume in coaching to manage Man United? What is Husam's resume to coach Liverpool? What is my resume to coach Inter? This is the reality. Liam Rosenior doesn't have the resume. So me saying that Liam Rosenior has to prove to me that he's good enough for Chelsea is the conversation. You back in your club is up to you. You can be delusional and back your club. You have no objectivity of telling me that Liam Rosenior is good enough coach to manage Chelsea.
But this is also why, though, I've laughed at some of the things that he said because they have been funny. But I said it at the time. I didn't make a massive statement as to whether it would be a success or not because I don't know enough about him. I can't. One of the observations I've made that is a criticism, I suppose, is he does a lot of the things that Maresca did in terms of inverting fullbacks. Sometimes they overlap, but they invert. He's played Reece James in midfield. He's played João Pedro as striker. And these were things that Maresca got a lot of stick for. So I'm intrigued to see if the same Chelsea fans have the same energy for him. And but that's more of an observation around football fans being honest. And if they do have a change of heart, well, let's delve into it and explain why you see things differently. Because that, for me, I'll be blunt, is a content situation. And I enjoy those types of conversations. Well, why were you happy? Why are you happy for Rosenior to invert a fullback, but you weren't for Maresca? What's the difference? They might explain it really well. You go, oh, that makes sense. We move on. I find it weird when you challenge people and
because all the Chelsea fans do the same.
And they screw their face up. And they screw their face up and they're like, why are you asking more questions? Because I thought we're having a fucking conversation, you bellend. And I think we need to get away. Again, if I ruled YouTube and I owned it, anyone who refused to ask simple questions like that, I would just ban them from making content. I think there's no place for you in this space because you're a fucking prick. If I'm being honest with you, you just make it difficult. Oh, shouldn't have sworn. My little boy walked in. You didn't hear that, did you?
Hello.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I shouldn't swear, should I? Do you want to say it?
No.
Good boy.
I'm gonna tell you, like, to be honest with you, this is. I think some of the Chelsea fan base, some of them, they do this. If the manager or the player is at their club, they find all the positives about that. Everything. They dribble well. They do this well. When they leave their club, they start finding the negatives about them, right? Which is, I think this is disingenuous in analysis. I think this is disingenuous in analysis, to be honest. Same would happen for Madueke. Madueke is the best dribbler, blah, 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 all of this stuff. And then when he leaves, he's shit, he's garbage. And I get it, but you cannot be objective.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And as I say, okay, all right, see in a bit. So, yeah, no, I hear you. This is Terry, my brother, backing Chelsea. Other two chatting BS, just hating, same as Maresca. Palmer has played 4 games and we're 5th. These two are just crying always.
Wait. First of all, I guarantee you, DK, you will hide when Chelsea are going through a bad era, just like all the Chelsea fans, just like Ches, who we only see him when Chelsea win. He's in the chat right now, of course. Just like he wanted to join us yesterday because Chelsea won. This is who Chelsea are. Chelsea appear when they're winning. They're the true glory hunters. That's number 1. Number 2, when you say hating on Maresca, when the fuck did me and Mo hate on Maresca? When did we hate on Maresca? We have been, for the last 2 years, giving compliments to Maresca, even until the day he got sacked. When were we hating on Maresca? Don't lie. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. This guy is fucking lying.
This here says two people that talk at 200 miles an hour and Terry wearing his dad's favorite bowling shirt. Great content. Listen, let me tell you about this shirt, bruv. I wear my clothes, they don't wear me. I'm a 40-year-old man. I do dress like a dad. I am one. You know what I mean? Imagine being 40. I see some YouTubers now. I see them, they're like in their 40s and they literally dress like they're an extra on Top Boy. And I'm just like, fuck me. You're an old man. Sort your life out, you bellend. Especially when you're not even from the manor. Do you know what I mean? Where are you from? And they're like, oh, Middlesex. Do you know what I mean? Where are you from? Oh, Wickham. It's like, shut the fuck. What are you dressed like that for? Are you talking like that? Anyway, let's move on from that there. Listen, don't you dare call me a bum, is what Nicholas said.
Why? You took it so personally, Nicholas.
Chelsea fans can hold that.
You took it so personally. Maybe you think you're... Maybe Nicholas, because you think that you do everything that I said. You think that I'm calling you. You can say that. You didn't
I hear
say
that. On Liverpool, I want to ask a question. I'm going to play a clip here. And I haven't tried these new camera angles yet, so we're going to go to them. Oh, see, it gets rid of one person. I don't like that. Oh, no, hang on. If I do that, no, he's back, right? I want to play a video for you of Arne Slot talking, and I want to get your opinions on this. Let's go.
This is not going to be a popular opinion, what I'm going to tell you now. But maybe the reason why we won the league last season is that we had to play Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16. Because, as you know, they beat us. And we had every time a week to prepare for our next game. Maybe that has helped us as well. Maybe if we had to double that program, which Arsenal had, and they dropped a few points in that period of time, that has helped us in winning the league. So we are aware, every manager is aware, the bigger squad you have, the better you're equipped that you are for that many games.
What do you make of this? I mean, essentially saying this is what I mean. I keep saying this to people. No one wants to listen to me, and I'm right. Banter is killing football. All the banter that all the rivals said last year, you only won it because weak league, you went out the Champions League, it was easy. Your own manager is saying we only won it last year because we were basically playing one game a week for the last 2 months. How horrendous of an opinion do you think that is, Hussam?
Get him off the screen, first of all. Get him off the screen. Thank you. Every time I listen to Arne Slot speak, I think I get constipated. Like, I need to go get some fiber in my system, or else my bowl will have problems. Like, I can't stand listening to him speak. He's very irritating in the media. Mo called us out yesterday. He said it's the whole Ten Hag thing. Like, every time he speaks in the media, it's like he's unfiltered in a shitty, dumbass way. You know, that's the thing. Like, he's not unfiltered in a nice way where he's saying stuff that you want to hear. He's saying stupid shit, to be honest with you. So, you know, at the end of the day, he himself yesterday was a fantastic manager. You know, we have pointed this out 100 times. Yes, a manager, just like players, can fall off. A manager can also fall off. Prime example, Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho was a treble winner. Jose Mourinho was a respected manager. He now manages Benfica. If I told anyone 10 years ago that Jose Mourinho will be a Benfica manager, you'd all laughed in my face. This is the reality now. The guy's managed Benfica and Fenerbahce. The truth of the matter is, Arne Slot really fell off. We're talking about in-game management. We're talking about the way that he performs on the football pitch. We're talking about, you know, his man management of the team. And for me, the Bournemouth game is a prime example. In the first 20 minutes, we weren't even that bad. We were actually the better team. We were creating chances. We looked good. And then Van Dijk just passes it to the Bournemouth player, and we end up conceding. That has nothing to do with Arne Slot. That's an individual error by Virgil van Dijk. Now, what happens after when we're 2-0 down is the result of Arne Slot's man management and mental preparation. There's something that Mo has brought up a lot of times this season. The team is just not mentally prepared. The team is just not ready to fight. The team is just not ready to give their all on the football pitch for this manager because they don't believe in him. And Mo pointed this out earlier as well when he was speaking about Man United. At the end of the day, you look at the conversation with Arne Slot, and the players just ain't fighting for him. The players just ain't giving it their all. That's just the truth. So yeah, it's the unfortunate...
You know he's lying, right? Because we know, me and you knew that you won the league in January, February. You
we were league champions.
He's absolutely
anyway,
he's delusional, right? Liverpool after being knocked out of the Champions League lost more games than before PSG. He's fucking, I think he's losing his head. Genuinely. I think the guy's losing his head, and I'm not sure how he is still a Liverpool a Liverpool manager. I released a video the other day. I said he's destroying the club because the players are losing their confidence. Van Dijk is losing his confidence. Salah is losing his confidence. McAllister. Where is the McAllister of last season? Where is the McAllister of Gravenberch? He's absolutely being destroyed. You know what I mean? So for me, I need Liverpool to be better again. You're going to win against Karabakh today. Going to make top 8, but he's destroying Liverpool. He's destroying Liverpool. But my question is,
if we lose to Newcastle on January 31st, that would be a whole month without a Premier League win, which is very unacceptable. And even the game today against Karabakh isn't a gimme. No game is a gimme. Like, you know, I think the players do have a different energy about them with the Champions League because they have belief. But at the end of the day, for me, there are two solutions to this. You either get a new manager like Xabi Alonso, if you want him anyway, and give him this next 2 to 3 months as his own version of preseason, or you get someone like a Stevie G and just get some good vibes going to the end of the season. And I think eventually individual brilliance will get us through the season. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's also why I'm not putting you guys into the top 5 right now if he's here, because I don't see it. You'll beat some of the weaker teams, but right now with how you're playing, I think anyone with decent quality is beating you, or at least making you drop points and you're drawing games. And I look at your current run of fiction, and this is where I think you guys could get cut adrift, because I was looking at your games that you're due to play. Forget the Champions League. I think you'll be fine in that because teams open up a bit more. But you played Newcastle at home. I think you're going to draw it. You play Chelsea City at home. I think you're going to draw it. Sunderland away, I think you'll lose. Brighton at home, you might win. You might draw. Forest away, they're going to beat you. You'll beat West Ham at home. The problem is in that time is that if you do, you might win one additional, maybe draw another one. You might, it doesn't always work that way. The problem is in that period, if you've seen who Chelsea are playing, they're playing so many of the bottom teams. If Chelsea win 2 or 3 of their games and you're drawing, United win their next 2 or 3 and you're drawing games, there's suddenly going to be a 7-8 point gap. And I don't think going into the last 10 games that your individual brilliance is going to get you through that. So, as I've said, if you sack Slot tonight, tomorrow, and you bring someone new in, I think you make top 4. If he stay, when I saw those comments for me, I think are disgusting towards your players in the dressing room. Disgusting. I think it's disingenuous to you guys. And he's looking to get sacked for me. I think he's looking to get sacked. He's doing the same thing Maresca and Ruben Amorim did, where they just basically went, right, don't want to be here anymore. Let me start chatting shit in press conferences. That's what he's doing. He wants that paycheck. He wants that 15 million quid and he wants to move on. And that's the positive. But that's why I hope you do grab a few wins, like beat Carrier-Bag tonight. Maybe, draw with Newcastle. Beating City would be great for the title race. But you lot won't beat City because you guys have got that weird Brokeback Mountain relationship and you are going to bend over on the hand and you are going to take it from City to stop Arsenal because you guys love each other. It's mad. Like City and Liverpool's love affair is homoerotic. It's crazy. Like it really, really is. It's a madness. It is. I'm not saying you. It's just crazy. It's crazy. You don't do it, to be fair. You don't like City. You're one of the very few Liverpool fans who doesn't join in with that, Hassam. Some of them, like I see it online, it's weird, bruv. It's weird. It's like they're just staring into.
Yeah, I don't understand this, to be honest with you. Like,
crazy,
why would Liverpool fans want Manchester City, who deprived them from titles, and Pep Guardiola was the rival to Jurgen Klopp, to win the title? I genuinely don't understand it. I don't know. Like it's very strange to me, to be honest with you. It's very, very strange to me that people want Man City to win the title, especially Liverpool fans. I understand Chelsea, you know what I mean? I might understand Tottenham. I don't understand Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
One of your main rivals is City because of the rivalries that happened over the last 6, 7, 8 years, and you want Man City to win that title.
No, that's why I've got to give Sam so much credit, because Sam's one of the only Liverpool fans who I think part of, he thinks they're cheats, but he's been one of the only Liverpool fans who's really stuck it to City during that whole time, that whole rivalry. That's what I mean. Like Sam's on the outside, the amount of other Liverpool fans I see, it's like they're almost in love with them. And I know I make a joke about it, but it's like they're almost in love with them and they want them. And I look at it and go, hang on. You've got no rivalry with Arsenal. There's almost none. I know you could talk about the Michael Thomas goal 35, 40 years ago, but there's no real rivalry there. This is a team who beat you to so many titles. They should be the team you despise, but yet it's like, come on, City, do it for us. It's strange. Really, 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 really strange behavior indeed. Will Hassam ever get a good haircut, or does he want to look? Okay, that's a bit harsh. Okay, that's Apple.
Your mother loves my haircut. Tell her thank you as well. Breakfast was delicious. She made incredibly delicious pancakes. I'll come back to you soon. Big up.
The old joke over here in England, we say, I don't know if there's an equivalent where you boys are from, but if someone ever says, "Oh, you're looking a bit fat, Terry," you go, "Yeah, because every time I fuck your mum, she gives me a chocolate biscuit." Yeah, I love a joke like that. I love a mum joke. Yeah, Curtis Shaw still wears caps and tracksuits with white socks, and the guy's 38. Yeah, but this is the thing. He's not some posh fella from Middlesex. You know, he's not like, you know, the thing is, where I live in Essex is Surrey. It's okay. It's like upper middle class, a lot of the people, and I don't like any of them, if I'm being honest with you. Many people around here, but when I see some of their kids walking around talking and behaving like they grew up on the streets of East London or South East London or you know, or sort of Moss Side, I sit there and think, what the fuck are you doing, you moron? Do you know what I mean? You grew up hunting pheasants and wearing a flat cap. Fuck off with all that bollocks. Like, talk your talk, act your ways, but act to where you're from. Do you know what I mean? So Slot is admitting he can't manage a top club with top level expectations. The best teams, managers legislate to deal with the schedule.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, I need 1 game a week to win the league. Fuck off then, because you're never going to get 1 game a week over here. It's just the truth. You're never going to get 1 game a week over here. You know, it's the truth. You're never going to get.
By the way, everyone keeps saying Ornstein Bomber over the first of all, the Oscar Bob.
Sterling leaving.
Yeah. I also want to say something. Oscar Bob news and then Sterling news. Ben Jacobs, go check the timestamp. Ben Jacobs tweeted both first. It's a Jacobs cracker. It's not an Ornstein Bomber. Let's get the facts right there, people.
Also, Sterling leaving is not a bomber. That's like a
yeah, it's like a flea lighting its fart. It's not a bomb. You know what I mean? Record after we lost to PSG across all comps: 4 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses.
Yeah, he's a bum. We said that. He's a bum.
I didn't even know that.
His inner Ten Hag is out now. His inner Ten Hag is out.
Whitney here, big up Whitney, says Liverpool lost Diaz, Jota, Nunes, and whiny turncoats keep talking about 450 million invested like Isak's leg ain't broke. Folks got the patience of a toddler.
Okay, we lost Diaz, Jota, RIP, and Nunes, and we signed considerably better players in Isak and Ektika and Florian Wirtz. So you cannot act like we didn't massively upgrade. We did upgrade, and it was a huge upgrade. You know? And at the end of the day, the manager just hasn't done well enough. If you want to lower your standards, that's a you problem. Liverpool spent the money this summer. We have no excuse. This wasn't a Chiesa summer.
I hear that. Half the squad have played in the Champions League. Could Sam do better? Fair.
Who's half the squad that's played in the Champions League? Who? Before this season.
Name them, Dyke.
Yeah,
moving on slightly from that. Arsenal, I mean, they're going to rotate their squad a lot tonight. They're probably going to finish top of the Champions League group. I wanted to ask you a question. I'm sure this debate is going to happen more tonight when we see you gentlemen on the Full Fan Highlight show. But do you think Arsenal have got the capabilities to conquer Europe this year? And that's off the back of what was said by Anthony Gordon. So I'm gonna play what Anthony Gordon said. Right, I'm gonna play what Anthony Gordon said. Actually, no, you're gonna get kicked out again here, but I didn't do something properly. Let me just put you back in again. Let's listen to what Anthony Gordon said.
Through the difference between playing in the Premier League and in the Champions League.
I think in the Champions League, teams are much more open. They all try and play. It's less transitional. I think in the Premier League, it's become more physical than I've ever known it to be. It's like a basketball game sometimes. It's so relentless physically. There's not much control. It's a running game, and sometimes it's about duels. Who wins the duels wins the game, or moments. The Champions League is a bit more of an older style of game. It's a bit more football based. Like teams come and try and play proper football. I think in the Premier League now you're seeing a lot more long throw-ins, set pieces. It's become a lot slower and a lot more set piece based, I would say.
So a lot of people have kind of gone at Arsenal for that comment, which I do find funny considering Arsenal have been the best team in the Champions League this year. It's not as though they've gone over there and struggled. But based on the fact that, I mean, Arsenal are top of the Prem, but does this give Arsenal an advantage in terms of conquering Europe because teams are more open against them? They're stopping most of those teams creating chances. They're scoring far more goals from open play in comparison to the Premier League. Do you think this gives them a better chance based on what being said here by Anthony Gordon?
I think definitely Arsenal have a chance of winning the Champions League. I think they're definitely in it. They're one of the favorites. But like the thing is, once again, it's going to be interesting to see how they juggle Champions League knockout stages and Premier League. This is the main thing as well that we've got to look at. Like, can they, figure out a way to do both Champions League and Premier League at the same time? And I guess that's the $1 million question. So for me, I'm looking at it more from the perspective of like, okay, we know that they're top of the Premier League and top of the Champions League right now, and they're doing really well. I don't see a world in which they win both. I have them winning the Premier League, but I just don't see a world in which they win both. I think you're asking too much of them as well at this moment in time. Like, I think Arteta's done a good job this season. They're top of the league, top of the Champions League group stages. I expect a heavily rotated side today. Win, lose, or draw against Kairat Almaty doesn't matter. But I just don't see a world in which they win both. I think they're capable of winning the Premier League. I think they're capable of winning the Champions League. I think probably juggling both at this moment in time is a step too far for this Arsenal side. They need to get one over the line.
And how? I know you had to go off for a second there, Mo. I assume you had to go and pray. That's what I assume you went to do.
No, to check on my wife.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Just as important. Yeah. Like for me, like not for me. Like from your point of view, a lot of people are speaking about Arsenal look better in the Champions League. Do you feel that's the better chance of a trophy for them this year? A lot of people after the defeat to Man United are completely writing them off. A lot of people have completely written them off. And some Arsenal fans we had on the show on Sunday said, even if we win the Premier League, it isn't because we're good enough, it's because everybody else is crap. But yet in the Champions League, they almost feel like a completely different team. What's your views on that, Mo?
People don't, I repeat again, people don't know how to analyze football, genuinely. Well, I swear to God, there's a lot of people that don't know how to analyze football. The lazy go-to, which is something I spoke about in a video this morning, and actually Simon Jordan, a lot of people don't like him, he said something easy. He said, people just go to the lazy go-to. They are a bottle job. They can't handle the pressure. How about analyzing the game? How about analyzing the difference between the Champions League and the Premier League? You cannot tell me that the team is bipolar. In the Champions League, Arsenal are the top scorers along with Bayern Munich and PSG, 20 goals in 7 games. In the Premier League, Anthony Gordon spoke about this in the press conference and said that in the Premier League, it is much harder. It's much physical. It's more structured. It is harder to play the game and harder to win the games. And that's why Arsenal are finding it hard to play that brand of football that play in the Champions League, because teams don't open up against them. There are the graphs of the lowest block is played against Arsenal in the league this season. And that, I'm not just giving them excuses. I actually think that people that say that City now will go and win the league, there is nobody yet to present me a football evidence. Why do they think the City that has 1 win against Wolves, 2-0 at home since the beginning of the year will go on a 12-game winning streak? Other than, but they done it before. Did Marmoush did it before? Did Doku did it? Semenyo did he do it? Did Nico Gonzalez do it? Reinders, did he do that before? Did Gay do it? Did Matthias Nunes did it? Did Donnarumma do it? Did Nico Riley do it before?
Let me stop you for a second. Look at this comment here that says they're top of both leagues, so nothing to analyze really. The only thing to analyze is if they have what it takes to get to the top of the mountain. Do you think that's maybe the issue here when it comes to talking Arsenal? When people speak of City, United, Liverpool, people will talk about the manager, they'll talk about the play, they'll speak about the good things, the bad things. But do you feel that, you might not agree with this, but do you feel this is what people are doing with Arsenal? It's, I don't care if they win 12 games on the bounce. I don't care if they're playing the best football in the world or the worst football in the world. All anybody ever wants to bring it back to is, will they win it in the end? Because I find that on every match reaction, you can't keep it to the game. I'm saying, look, this is not the top 6 show of straight facts. We want to talk about what went right in this game. And everything always goes to the bigger picture every time. Nobody on Arsenal can keep it in the here and now, which I find strange as someone who, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a pundit. I'm a fan. It's fan content. I do a match reaction for pretty much every single top 6 teams games, and I have done for 5 years. So I don't know how many matches that adds up to in totality, but we're probably getting towards 1,000. It's only Arsenal that get that approach. I'm telling you now for a fact, they're the only ones where there's never any in the moment talk. It's always, yeah, they were really great today, but can they win the league? It's like, fucking hell. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's always,
when are you,
no one wants to analyze Arsenal. It's just, can they win the league or not?
Narratives are great for YouTube, but they get boring, people. Don't you agree? They get boring when we talk about a football club. How about you analyze the Arteta ball? How does he play? How is the team structured? I still think, and I said that Arsenal are the best coach team in the world now. They are on top of the league and top of the Champions League by accident. They must be doing something right. Right? Are they the most entertaining team? Absolutely not. They're not. Arsenal sometimes are slow, boring, and they don't play the scintillating football that we watch from Barcelona. But Barcelona are 9th in XG conceded in their league because they play very attacking football, right? So Arsenal currently, as it stands, are the best coach team in the league. They don't, by the way, the people that say the attack is not good enough, fair, but Arsenal scored only 5 goals behind Man City, who have Erling Haaland, who have the best striker in the world. On the eyes, they don't look great going forward, but I think they are effective enough to win the Premier League. And I really hope that Arsenal wins something this season, because I am tired of people getting away with going on channels and going on punditry, on TV, mainstream media, and all they go to is that they have to get it over the line for me to actually trust them. And I'm tired, because I think that a lot of people will actually lose credibility.
Can you elaborate on that, Mo? Why are you tired? Explain it. I think it's important.
Because there's a lot of people that get airtime that don't know football and don't know how to analyze games. Like me and Hussam, Astafi and Ashraf yesterday did a show that Terry would love to be on. We literally didn't do any narratives yesterday, Terry. We literally just spoke about the football, the combinations, Odegaard, Saka, why Man City are doing this, how Man United won the game, what's the difference between Man United, Carrick and Arteta in the game. We only spoke about the football. We didn't go into, will Arsenal have a crumble under pressure, blah, 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 all this talk that is easy. A lot of people, right, will lose credibility, because if Arsenal win the league this season or win the Champions League, they will need to analyze the football, because they cannot have the easy go-to, but Arsenal will bottle it because they will remove the bottle job from them.
No, Mo is right. I liken it to this. Imagine you come home to your wife, end of every week, and she's like, how was work? And you're like, yeah, do you know what? I had a really good this week. I secured this deal. Shush! Are you the MD yet? No, don't care then. And you're the MD, I don't care how your week is. I'm going to ask you every Friday, but if you don't start with I made MD, you can shut the fuck up. That's essentially what talking about Arsenal has become. And someone here makes a point, which is, because they've been 20 plus years, Terry, and every year there is this talk. This is why I'm calling bullshit. Yes, there are times where will they get over the line is a talking point. It may be the question. But last year when PSG won that great run in the Champions League, there were conversations at the right times about will they get over the line this year. But we also spoke of the brilliant football, the growth over the course of the season. When City, who hadn't won a Champions League, used to go out a lot in semis and everything else, in the year they went on to win it, we were talking about progression and what they could do. That we still spoke about the quality of the team. Liverpool, when they won the Premier League for the first time ever and the first league title in 30 years, throughout the course of that season, yes, there were conversations of will they maintain it? That has to happen. But so much of that season was about the football, how they're so defensively strong, how they're blowing teams away, how they had those 4 or 5 games where they maybe weren't the better side but got over the line. This is the first time I've ever seen it where 90% of people don't want to talk about game. They don't want to speak about the match. They don't want to speak, even when it comes to other than the bad stuff, and everything just goes to, you see that striker missed that chance in the game, that's why we're not winning the league. You see that bad substitution the manager made, yeah, that's why we're not winning the league. And everything goes back to the overarching point. And I think it's bad for content creation because people, including rivals, I think truly are bored of it. Unless you're someone who's a little bit gets like a sexual release from it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, everyone's rattled. If you've got like a sexual proclivity towards it, I understand. But it is jarring because you guys are hopefully going to see a change on our match reaction shows tonight. I've had to do it because I've become bored of my own shows that we're not talking about the games. And I want to speak about the match because that's still, in some respects, the most important thing in the here and now. Everything always becomes about the bigger picture. And it's so jarring for me personally. I agree.
I don't think there's anything wrong with big picture conversations. It just can't be every time.
Yeah. Can I ask the chat something? I want first, I'm just going to ask you guys in the chat. There is 2,500 people. I don't know. Can we get the likes to 1,000? And I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want you to name, just put the club that you think will win the league in your opinion. Arsenal or Man City. Everyone in this chat, just put one name. You think Arsenal will win it or City will win it? I just want that. And then I'm going to follow up a question, right? About if you think City will win it, I want you to present me a football argument. Why do you think City will win it? If you say Arsenal, fine, because Arsenal are top of the league. I think it's logical. If you say City, what is your logic behind it other than they are a bottle job? Is there a footballing reason why you think that City, that have won only one game, that has only won one game since January in the Premier League out of 5, that has in 15th in form in the league now, I don't think that there is enough evidence for people to turn their opinion today because of a Man United game, the same Man United that whooped City 2-0 just a week before, beat Arsenal under a new manager. So why the team that lost 2-0 is going to win the league, but the team that lost 3-2 is going to lose the league, being 4 points ahead?
I don't disagree. This super chat here says Arsenal get it because they don't win trophies. But this is where I know it's bullshit, because they win a trophy this year, the can will get kicked down the road and it will be, yeah, but it weren't the big, it will be a combination of it's not a big enough trophy. Only one Prem in 7 years. Look, it's one Champions League. We've got 2, they've got 3, they've got 6, they've got 13. It won't stop. This is what I mean. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. You already see the narrative. Minimum, they've got to win a treble.
Happened to us as well. As soon as we won the Premier League,
exactly. And it's just. I think there's time to have a laugh, and and there's time to have a laugh.
Pep Guardiola,
and there's time for serious conversation. And maybe it's my age, right? Maybe it's my age. And I don't care what people do on their own podcasts. Do your thing. It's when I see the mainstream media doing it. When I see, and there's so many United legends that came out this week and all said the same thing about, and Carragher said it. It's strange how they're all owned by media companies, these podcasts, but they all said the same thing. And it was this whole, this ain't even a good team because they're not going to have a single player in the PFA team of the year in the attack. Therefore, it's not a good team. And yet it took about a few Arsenal fans and a couple of Chelsea fans actually shared it with me. The fact that 3-4 of Scholes' title-winning Man United teams had none of our front line in the team of the year that year. Now, you guys know I don't care about teams of the year. I think they're fugazi, but they're just all sort of using that because they're looking at it as a reason to play it down anyway, or football's fallen off. It's at the lowest quality that it's ever been. And for me, I just find it jarring because it becomes a bit tit for tat. And next year, Chelsea might be the best team. Then everyone's going to shit on that. But it's to a level that we've never seen before. It's stopping people from celebrating. It's making people overly frustrated and angry. And it's stopping us from having real footballing conversations because people don't want to admit Arsenal are a good team or Arsenal find ways to win. And for me, it's become jarring. Like when you're with your boys, you'll banter each other when you lose and you'll laugh at certain things, right? But you would still sit there and have honest conversations about the football. And I think it's really important that we don't lose that as football fans. Not everything can just be, I'm going to dig everyone out every 5 minutes. For me, it's just jarring personally, but maybe that's me. This here says, I'm sure those two were very harsh with their opinions because they live abroad, Terry. It's nothing to do with living abroad.
Harsh with their opinions because what does that even mean? I've never lived in England anyway, so.
Strange. All Arsenal fans were supporting Man City in the Pep versus Klopp era. Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, that's cool.
The City Arsenal rivalry haven't developed by then.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make. What would be weird is if for the next 3 years it's Villa versus City and they picked Villa's City side. That'd be very strange after going head to head with them those times. That'd be strange to me. Stop treating Arsenal fans like toddlers. Win and shut up. But no one's talking about that. No one's saying. Listen, I've spent a lot of this week criticizing them for going into meltdowns and losing their minds after a defeat. So it's not about treating them like toddlers. It's about let's have honest and fair conversations. Honest and fair conversations about the football. Now, if you don't think, and I don't even mean you don't have to change your mind after every game, but talk about the football for a moment. And like I saw something that Phil Jones said the other day about the way Arteta behaves on the touchline. There's no way a team can win like that. It's too emotional. And I'm like, hang on. Jose at his best was the most emotional man I've ever seen on a bench. It's now Klopp was. I'm not saying he's as good as them. I'm stating being emotional doesn't stop you from being a good coach. Being calm. I've seen managers that are really calm. Ruben Amorim was calm. Didn't do a good enough job. It's that kind of analysis that is, for me, it's just weak and serves no real purpose. Has got to stop. We've got to start being more honest. Arsenal not winning unless knockouts of the Champions League. is what Slot says there. Yeah, that'll be the other side. They do go out of that early. Hassam, can you come to London? It's only £10 for a haircut. You don't have to walk around with an afro.
This is not an afro, brother. I've got good hair.
Bro, what are you talking about? That's a good haircut. That's not an afro. You're blind, broski.
Are you blind? Hello, that's not an afro.
An afro, bro. What's that? And why are you fucking rattled with his hair? You fancy him or something? What the fuck, bro?
I know, talk about your hair a lot. I think City will win the Premier League because I feel Pep is not as pragmatic as Arsenal. We see too many years of Arteta falling short with his football and in-game management. His subs were poor versus us as important.
I can actually discuss this very simple. The problem is we're not looking at Pep's tactics that doesn't work. Pep, since he got Rodri back, they haven't won a game apart from the Wolves game because he plays the high line, because his forwards are not actually scoring goals and his defense is wide open. And until that change, I'm not going to change my opinion. That is one of the things. Pep plays a high line, even against Wolves. Wolves had more than 1.5 XG or something like this against Wolves. So Arteta's a bum. Arteta's a shit coach. He's a very pragmatic coach. He's risk averse. Great. He's top of the league with shit players. Saka shit, Euchre is a shit, Martinelli shit, Trossard is shit. So he must be doing something right. But right, my man. Now Pep Guardiola had a good run in November and end of October where he tightened the defense. He went himself being pragmatic. Have we ever seen Pep Guardiola win a game at the Etihad with 38% ball position? He did it against Bournemouth. I think actually he did it against Man United. He had the lowest ball position against Man United when he won the first game.
Mo,
right?
And this is that being fair. All season, well, not all, that's a lie. I predicted City to win the league, Liverpool to win the league from the beginning. Arsenal maybe 10, 12 games ago became my marginal favourites. And I haven't changed my mind on that. I've said all the time, marginal, and I think it goes down to the wire. I know City have got over the line and they've got players that have won the league and they've got Pep. That is their advantage. But until I see, and maybe Gahey comes in and it fixes, until I see them go through consistent games where they're not consistently a massive threat from counterattacks, I'm not going to sit there and say that it's a foregone conclusion that City win it either. Arsenal are marginal favourites because they did have a 7-point gap. There's now a 4-point gap. But I'm not going to be shocked if we fast forward 3 games and that's back to being 6 or 7 points again. Equally, it could go the other way.
I don't want you to change your opinion. If we are doing straight facts next week or the week after and Arsenal are 7 points ahead, I don't want you to change your opinion. If you stick to your opinion, you stick to your opinion. Until we see 7-8 games where Arsenal are completely falling off, now I'm going to tell you something. I'm willing to change my mind. Arsenal might crumble under pressure, right? But I can't say after one game and City winning against Wolves, I'll be absolutely stupid to say this. You can say these things after 7, 8, 9 games. That's a good enough sample size. The smart Man City fans, and I'm going to tell you that, and there are some smart City fans in the chat, they are saying, we are playing bad. We're not playing good. City are not like amazing. We're not the old City. There's 15 games left. When is Pep going to turn it around? They doubt Pep Guardiola's ability to turn it around because of his stubbornness and his way of playing. And he doesn't have the same players as before. That is the smart City fans are saying this. They're saying Arsenal might give us a chance, but until we fix it, I'm not going to put my chest out there and say that I'm going to win the league.
I agree. And I do get where you're coming from, Mo. Part of the reason, just as a content creator, I'd like Arsenal to win the league is because at least going into the Champions League, at least going into next season, when more of these conversations come up, every conversation doesn't just get shut down with, yeah, but I don't win anything. Because I just find that to be, it's just jarring. It's just jarring for me because you kind of shut down debate and conversation, which is kind of what we're here.
If Arsenal don't win the league, they should shut down the club, to be honest with you.
Why do we care what the media have to say? Only time most of us hear what they've got to say is when you guys make videos about it. Fans have taken over the space. But this isn't true, Kenny. And when you say that, because if you look at the views that Sky Sports clips get, Talk Sports clips get, plus it's seen on national television, barring Mark Goldbridge, it outweighs what everybody else is doing. You know, we'll have a match reaction that will get 70, 80, 90,000 views, and some of Sky Sports videos won't. But most of the clips that are uploaded of them doing their punditry are 3, 4, 5, 6, 700,000. So first of all, you're factually wrong. Secondly, there's no issue with banter, but people have got to learn what the difference is here. Have you guys seen the videos all week of United fans kind of where they might be in their kitchen, they might be walking the dog, and they start doing the surfing that Cunha did? That's funny. Yeah. Right, there's amazing. The video footage of United cheering when Gyökeres comes on the pitch. It's funny. It's an in the moment thing that is funny. But making up lies that you're not a good team if you don't get this amount of players into a PFA team of the year is crazy. Man United's 1997 team that won the league, got to a semi-final of the Champions League. That was a team that, you know, got very close to winning the league the next year. Arsenal finished a couple of points ahead of them. League title winners in 96, the year before that. 2 years after that, only a handful of additional players won the treble. And the idea that it was a bad team because the PFA, by the way, the PFA voting is all over the place and has been forever. Old players have already spoken about how flawed that system was in itself. And it's crazy. So I just find that that's different. And what happens is the mainstream media see what's trending on socials and it's like, oh, look at this tweet that someone put out. And it'll be a funny tweet that we'll all laugh at and then move on with our lives. They take it and turn it into real talking points. So what I've noticed is things that we always considered banter are now being discussed as serious, real talk, to a point where I had it out with Wolfie the other day. And it started with a joke on the Overlap and other channels and TalkSport. And it's become consensus that Fergie outspent every manager when he was at United. And then me and Wolfie went for it, and I showed Wolfie this 15-year period, and he went, well, yeah, but break it down into segments. And then I said, you pick the years, we'll break it into segments. Every segment, we weren't the highest spent. Only 1 3 or 4 year segment we came in second, but most of the time we were anywhere between 4th and 10th. And it's like, but because so many people have pushed the banter, and then you'll get the producers go, right, tonight, Gabby and Simon Jordan, what you're going to do is push this narrative, and then they push it. A myth, a lie has become a myth, has become a legend, has become the truth.
And a lie told 1,000 times becomes a reality.
Exactly. And I think that's bad for football.
That's
and as
why
much as
Osam is doing the schools thing.
If you guys like fan content, it will kill it if the whole thing becomes fugazi. I played a clip earlier on today to prove Standard FC wrong, of United fans getting off a train in London for the first game of the season after they got relegated. And United fans are, come on, they're buzzing, they're skipping. You can see them well up for the game. And this idea that standards have always been the highest, and if they're any lower than this, you're wrong. And I remember when we were in the Europa League final, and people were like, I don't even care. If we lose, I'm pissed. If we win it, I ain't even celebrating. Why? Because we shouldn't even be there. And I'm sitting and I go, you ask people, where does that standard come from? This is United standard. It's always been here. Yet you go back to the eras, like you go back to previous eras where we were losing finals or in lesser competitions or in the lower league because we got relegated, and no one was behaving like that. Nobody was. These standards have been overinflated, overindulged on, milked, and projected because of TikTokers. And now people feel like, well, I've got to behave like that and say that. Otherwise, I'm going to be looked at like I'm not a real fan. And it's all gone too far. It's all gone too far, and it has to stop, in my opinion. Because
I celebrated the Carabao Cup win against Cardiff 12 years ago. Like, it's just
exactly.
Like, at the end of the day, you want your team to win trophies. Big up Catch in the chat. You want your team to win trophies. You want your team to be successful. And that's it. End of discussion. Like, I just think we can't be miserable all the time.
But this is the point. I'm so scared. Go on. So this says, I'm so scared I'm not going to be able to banter on Twitter. No one says you can't banter. This is what I don't understand about. This is my biggest problem, I'll be honest with you, with 2026 and the last 10 years, really, is that there is no nuance. Everything's one or the other. It's either, so I can't banter at all. Where has that been said? I think banter is a great part of the game. We just gave some examples. But it's when that banter becomes serious debate and gets pushed out, and it's a fact. And the amount of lie, and we've done so many shows on it where claims are made, everyone goes, yeah, that's right, and it's so easy to debunk, and you sit there and you think, this is crazy, this is being pushed out to us.
Let's just say that it's fucking boring. Let's just say it
is
boring, and it's dead, and it's the same shit over and over again. Listen, at the end of the day, you want something to talk about, you want fresh ideas, you want fresh information to have. You want to have different discussions, not the same shit over and over again. It's the same thing. We were having this conversation yesterday about Liverpool and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, Liverpool lose, haha, Liverpool are shit, but it kind of gets to the stage where it's like, okay, what else are we going to say? Slot out, so blah, blah, blah. Like, things need to be different. Like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with having an existential conversation about Arsenal. I think it's okay. I think we can say, will Arsenal get it over the line? I think, will Arsenal, be successful this season? Blah, blah, blah. But not every time, though. Like, it's just, this weekend, if Arsenal beat Leeds and then City lose to Spurs, we're going to sit up here and go like, are Arsenal going to win the league? How are we going to ask this every week? We get it. The ones who think Arsenal will win the league, like all three of us as an example, we predict Arsenal to win the league. خلاص, the ones who think Arsenal will win the league will win it, and the ones who think City will win the league said their opinion. خلاص يعني. It's just
Let's shut YouTube on the mainstream media and meet in May to see who's won the league and who hasn't won the league at the end.
Yeah, خلاص, no need to talk until May.
It's interesting because it's like Jamie Carragher sometimes does it, but there's other times where it's brilliant. I watched a lot of these Monday Night Football stuff. In the last 2 weeks, where he's broke down how Man United have won the game, gone through the tactics, I'm like, that is professional football punditry. That is what we pay thousands of pounds a year to watch and be educated on, because no football fan knows it like they do to that degree, by and large. Right? The average football fan doesn't. But then they start pushing the weird stuff that's just over the top. You know, they haven't got this, they haven't got that, they're not this, they're not that. And it's just, you can just tell as well, it doesn't sound like them. Because Jamie Carragher, by the way, typically, and he's got, I think the last few weeks he's got better on Sky. The way he was on Sky for about 6 months versus how he was on CBS, he was like a different human being. And I'm not talking about the fun they have on CBS. He wasn't even giving crazy opinions. It was really good. And then you'd watch him on, and there's YouTubers like that, by the way. They'll come on my channel and say one thing, and then I'll watch them on somebody else's channel, and their opinion's completely different. It's mad. We will see, because I still see the same pragmatism from Arteta, why he is runner-up for many years. I always think he's a good coach. And listen, you could be right, but at least you're breaking it down on a footballing level. What you're not saying is, because he leaves his technical area, can't win the league. That's just ridiculous. Do you get where I'm coming from, Ray? And I listened to a segment the other day that got listened to by 800,000 people, and all they spoke about is him running out of his technical box. Nothing about his pragmatism, bad subs. Nothing about, you know, maybe not committing enough players to the attack. Maybe not about being one-dimensional. Nothing about the football just because he left the technical area. And you listen to most players and they'll tell you, unless they're being bollocks, they don't even notice what their manager's doing in a game. You know, it's just one of them things. This here says, I totally agree with you, Terry. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. Look,
so you don't agree with me and Mo, no? We said the
same. Terry, people would rather banter a rival than Man City winning the league. Yeah, I hear that. Imagine if every time you go to your financial advisor, they just say, you are poor. You're a poor sod. So it's over for you, as a response to seeing your financial accounts. That's what banter as analysis is, jokes. Yeah, and there's a place for it. And there's a place, and maybe if you're out for a drink with your financial advisor, you might make a little snidey joke. But you got to get the balance. Social media has killed banter. Most fans now just repeat the same nonsense they hear. They regurgitate the same thing, same talking points and keywords. Spot on, my friend. And we need to do a better job. Look, I want to thank you all that have tuned into the show today. This is going to redirect you to Judge Mo's channel. Tune in tonight for the new look Football Terrace full fan highlight show, call-ins, panels, hopefully some media clips as well that we'll have on there for you. So we're trying some new stuff tonight, so I can't wait to see you all full time. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.